Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I am Agustin Darmayanti, the participants of PKGBI class 365 with our trainer, Miss Indiana Dwi Moharani. This time, I am going to review a film entitled Serendipity, and here I am going to review it from the introduction, evaluation, interpretation, and conclusion. Honestly speaking, I'm not a film lover, but I have some favorite films. One of them is Serendipity. If we look at dictionary, serendipity means an unplanned, fortunate discovery. Serendipity is a 2001 American romantic film directed by Peter Chalsams, written by Mark Klein, and starring by John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale. The story began when Jonathan Traeger meets Sarah Thomas, a British woman, when both try to buy the same pair of gloves. Despite both being in a relationship, a mutual attraction leads them to have a dessert at a restaurant called Serendipity Tree, where Sarah explains that she lets fate's little signals determine many of her life decisions. After separating, they meet again when each return to the restaurant to retrieve something they forgot. Jonathan convinces Sarah to give him her number, but when the wind blows it out of his grasp, Sarah thinks it is fate telling them to back off. Jonathan disagrees, and Sarah decides to let fate reunite them, and she has Jonathan write his number on a $5 bill, which will be only bread means, and promises to sell her copy Love in Time of Cholera, which she will write her name and number. And in their experiment, Sarah tosses Jonathan one of the globes. They both separated and agree that if they arrive on the same floor, they are meant to be each other. But Jonathan is delayed when a child on his elevator uh, try random buttons. Sarah believes that the experiment failed. Years later, Jonathan is an ESPN producer engaged to Hallie, and Sarah is a therapist engaged to a musician, Lars. Jonathan accidentally finds his clothes and goes out with his friend Dean to find Sarah. Meanwhile, Sarah, stressed by her wedding plan, travels to New York with her best friend Eve to find Jonathan. After nearly crossing paths with Jonathan throughout the day, Eve and Sarah have desert at the Serendipity, where Sarah convinces to give up, but Eve's change contains the $5 bill with Jonathan numbers. They catch the same cab Jonathan and Dean rode in earlier. After finding that a roommate finder service next to the Serendipity that Sarah once used is now a bridal shop, Jonathan says it is a sign that he should marry Hallie. As they arrive at the Astoria, Eve and Sarah encounter Hallie headed to wedding rehearsals. Hallie invited Eve to join her since they were friends in college, but Sarah declines. Outside their room, she finds a Lars. Jonathan distracted, frustrated Hallie, who pleads with him to focus on their marriage and then gives Sarah an old copy of Love in Time as a wedding gift. Jonathan and Dean use Sarah's number to get her address and fly to San Francisco. Once there, they see Sarah's sister and her boyfriend having a date and assume it is Sarah in a happy relationship. Dean helps Sarah realizes that he should not marry Hallie, while Sarah decides to end her engagement to Lars. The next day, Sarah finds the $5 bill with Jonathan's number on it, having gotten hers and Eve's wallets mixed up. After getting his address and being told by the building superintendent of his wedding of the Dalford, Sarah hurries there and is relieved to find the ceremony has been cancelled. Dean reassures Jonathan that he did the right thing and vows to be more spontaneous in his own and has on the rocks. Jonathan wandered to the same ice skating rink where he spent evening with Sarah 10 years earlier and finds a leather jacket on a beach and it begins to He's back in the middle of the ring with the jacket as a pillow next to one of the pair of the gloves that matching with the glove's hand on his chest. He sat up and finds Sarah watching him. And then they introduce themselves and finally they both celebrate their reunited in front of display of gloves where they meet. Okay, this film is a romantic and comedy, and I prefer the most. This movie is a perfect blending of the two genres. It is simple love story about a man and woman finding love and their ups and downs of romance. The movie puts the character through dramatic and romantic situation. Consider they want to be together, they like each other better than the people they are dating, but they toy with the happiness by setting a series of tests. All the stars in the movie also play their characters well. So, in my conclusion, it is a sweet fantasy we probably all secretly harbor, considering how difficult it is to find the one with whom to spend our lives. Absolutely, I love this movie. It is a fun, quirky, romantic movie. I love movie where I feel entertained, and this movie did not disappoint me. The title Serendipity suits the story and would certainly give you a lot of happy time while watching. Positive ending and good vibes overall will make you fall and believe in true love again. Thank you.